Hey folks, happy Mother's Day, happy Sunday, all that good stuff. This is Michael once again on the Graveyard Shift in the wee hours of the night with your daily trivia question. Brand new week. Here we go, off and running. So the answer to the previous trivia question was the Jenny Jones Show. So the Jenny Jones Show was essentially a tabloid talk show. This is the era of these tabloid talk shows hosted by a comedian, Jenny Jones, that ran for 12 seasons. And this was out of the Chicago area from 1991 all the way up until 2003. So initially the show kind of copied Oprah, which everybody was doing at the time, to kind of get grounded and to get their formats up and running and exposure and so forth. The Jenny Jones Show was no exceptions. However, ratings in the first couple of seasons began to slip dramatically, so the show moved away from serious, kind of more emotional and touching topics, and very quickly made the leap into the era of so-called trash TV, which is really what came to be with most of these shows at the time. Like many of the shows, nothing was off the table. Anything, you could make a show out of anything with these types of talk shows. So in 1995, Jenny Jones taped an episode called Same-Sex Secret Crushes, which was the focus of the trivia question, in which a man confessed to an associate of his that he had a crush on him. And what appeared to be a regular kind of run-of-the-mill show, surprise type of reveal type of a format, soon turned into a disaster when 3 days later the upset guest would kill the man who had revealed the confession on the show. Shot him with a gun. So in 1999, fast forward to 1999, when all this comes to be, if you will, in a courtroom, Jones and the producers were later sued by the man's family for negligence in failing to find out the history of mental illness and substance abuse of the guest. The family won the ruling, and the show was ordered to pay $25 million. The reasoning for the jury was that they found the Jenny Jones Show was both irresponsible, negligent, which was significant, and contending that the show intentionally created an unpredictable situation without due concern for the possible consequences. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is the verdict was subsequently, in a court of appeals, very narrow decision, I think it was 2-1, the verdict was overturned. The whole thing got overturned. However, it had what was considered and called and went down in history known as a chilling effect, quote unquote, on the talk show industry. Suddenly, not everything was off the table. Suddenly, standards became grounded in these talk show kind of tabloid type of formats that were just getting away with whatever they anything basically. So I can tell you that although this was the case, some popular talk shows harped on this case and took advantage of the potential for ratings by embracing even further the trash talk, trash TV type of format, and the attention that the case caused. Because in this day and age, back into the mid to late 90s, ratings was everything. You do anything, have anybody on the show to get ratings, to get exposure. And these shows were a dime a dozen too. This is like the era of Jenny Jones, Geraldo, of course, Jerry Springer, kind of gets the limelight of trash talk TV. Okay, so that was with that famous case and show of the Jenny Jones Show. A couple of geek factoids. The man who did the shooting has since been released on parole in 2017. And the Jenny Jones controversy was covered as the first episode in the Netflix series called Trial by Media. I think that's still streaming. I think you can still pull that up if you wanted to watch that, research that a little more. The Jenny Jones Show was canceled. Didn't have much of a life after this whole incident. Made it to 2003, and when it became the lowest rated daytime talk show. So basically her talk show kind of tanked. Jenny Jones is still on the social media aspect of being on the air, if you will. She has a cooking show of her own on YouTube, and she blogs too. I think she's in her 70s. And one of the pictures I pulled up of her researching this whole thing, she looks great. for 70 years old. Gosh, she really has aged well. In as recent as June of 2020, she celebrated 100 million views and 1 million subscribers. So she's still out there and she's still doing her thing. All right, folks, kicking off a new week, Mother's Day, easy like Sunday morning for May 8th. Brand new trivia question. On this day in 1959, entrepreneur and businessman Mike Ilitch and his wife Marion, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, start up this pizza company in a strip mall in Garden City, Michigan. Still very much around today. However, Brutus and Mark Anthony had nothing to do with it. Have a good day, folks. Be safe. Take it easy today. All that good stuff. Peace out.